Apologies for the long intro. I misjudged how soon the advert was going to play, and I didn't want to start before the advert. Because there's nothing worse than like starting to hear a story and then having it interrupted by an advert, you know? And unfortunately I need the adverts on, so yeah. Anne fled deeper into the jungle. She and her child are in grave danger. Whatever we do, gods have mercy. Try and stay calm, Mattia. How can I at a time like this? He could be dead. If I allow myself to be overcome by this fear, I too might become a beast. I'm not sure I understand, but I will do my best. I've seen to the wounded. How did the two of you fare? You find your friends? They may have fled into the jungle. We need to find them. See. In that case, let's help you find the mother and child. Before we leave, we must ensure the villages will be safe in our absence. Let's say now we patrol the area and search for more beasts. Do you and Mattia speak with Elder Yervit? Pray explain to him the situation. Join us as soon as you're able. We will save Mevan and her child. We can do that much for Kerasaf. I'm heartened to see you both safe, but what of the family? We found Kerasaf, but he... Say no more, I understand. We've lost a lot, we've lost another of our dear friends. Kerasaf may be gone, but there is still hope for Mevan and the child. Please find them, I beg of you. And if, in your search, you come across anyone else who escaped the slaughter, pray tell them what has happened. I'll do my best to keep the villagers safe and their spirits high. Come. Let's rejoin your friends at once. So, I've been thinking about things a little bit whilst attempting to recover from the story, and it had me thinking maybe there's like two sides to this. Yeah, a bit like Darkest Dungeon. Like your stress hits like 100, and then you either get like a negative or a positive effect. From the sound that Graha made, I'm guessing he did the positive one, but everyone else seems to be doing the negative ones. I'm pleased to report that the vicinity appears to be beast-free, no doubt thanks to your earlier effort. And with that, let us resume our search for your friend and her child. Where should we begin, Mattia? If we follow Xiroda south, we arrive at Perusa, a temple, the sacred place where people go to commune with the divinities. It's possible that Mevan sought shelter there, and perhaps other villagers as well. Then it's settled. Mattia, stay close to me, alright? You two take up the lead. Keep an eye out for beasts and anyone in need of help. Very well. We'll make for Rusa then, quickly as we're able, with me. A lot of tigers just stood there. Oh no, never mind, they're just extremely muscly tigers. It was actually just 3. I'm looking forward to the point where I'll actually be able to, you know... Oh god. Actually be able to do these fates and stuff. Because I'm pretty much only playing it on stream at the moment. Just so I don't risk accidentally no-braining and doing a story quest. Thank you. I thought it was done for. Ivan? He's a friend of mine too, but I haven't seen her. Must still be up there somewhere trying to avoid the beasts. With a child. But... Worry not for me. I can make my way back to the village on my own. You see, we've not seen like any sign of them, so I've got a really bad feeling that the 2 that were attacking that dude were the kid and his wife. Rusa lies just up ahead, but something terrible has happened. The beasts have come, and many have already been killed. Alfino and Alcei have gone to do what they can, but there are so many. More than I could count. You must be ready. More than you can count, but that's where I excel. Not with counting, just defeating innumerable enemies. Are you alright though? Yeah, you seem to be fine. I have a right click to assist, so you should be fine. I guess we'll go around this side. Hey, fine. Well, that one looks creepy. Really checking up on people, literally just taking things out and moving on. Rip that guy. That's what happens when you take too long. I'm guessing it'd have always kept it as like people that you can't target, because then it's just like the last one that you encounter will always change. Unless it's just this one that's guaranteed to change. I don't know. You're Alpha now. There you are. What are the others? Well, one of them turned into a beast. The other two seem fine. I see. You've seen to all the beasts inside? In that case, let's have everyone gather in front of the temple.
Courage, friend. The pain will pass.
Has anyone seen Mevan? Where could she be?
We've dealt with all the blasphemies, and made certain no villagers are still in hiding.
Good work. We've otherwise tended to the wounded as best we can.
What will become of us?
Help is on the way, surely. We may have to abandon our homes now, but we will return, someday.
But where can we go? Is anywhere even safe?
That I cannot say.
Well, I can. Nowhere's safe. Run all you like, but there's no escaping these things. And even if I could, it's too late for my family.
This isn't good. The more they dwell on the tragedy, the more likely we are to lose them too.
My friends! This is a place of worship. Should your heart quake with sadness, cast your mind to the heavens and remember. Remember the teachings of the old gods. Did they not implore us to stand fast when waves of sorrow break against our shores?
Know this, my children. There is more ugliness than beauty in this world. To live is to suffer. To drink of calamity and drown in anguish. To toil and be tested, always and ever.
'Tis a perilous path you walk. Death lurks in the dark, and is the sole promise that awaits at journey's end. You will tremble with terror. You will weep tears of anger and despair.
But do not avert your eyes. See your life for what it is. Then will you see how the hardships make you strong.
Every doubt reforged as scales for your armor. Every agony to temper your blade.
Thank you, lad. We'd almost forgotten who we are. My undying gratitude to you as well, my friends. You were searching for Mevon, no? We must return home. I pray you help the boy find his friend.
Gladly. We dispatched what beasts we could, but the roads are still dangerous. Stay together and go in safety.
That was very impressive, what you did back there. Those words seem to resonate with your people.
They should. They were the first spoken unto our ancestors by the divinity of legend. I'm easily upset, and fish are wont to flee a temperamental hand, so I recite the teachings over and over to calm myself.
They're lovely and inspiring to hear, though I imagine they were born of great misfortune.
They are born of life. There's as much bad as good in it. More, many would attest. All the more reason to appreciate the good when you can.
I won't argue with that.
In darkness, seek joy. Surrender not to sadness, and see beyond despair. Walk free, and bear the light for others to follow.
And with that, let us see if we can't find Mervyn. Did you see? That beast was chasing someone.
Let's get straight back in with a notebook. There. My view is blocked by the trees, but I'm sure I saw someone being chased by a beast. Go with Metzia and search along the river. I've no one else circling around from the south. Why is it fates everywhere? Like heading forward is like going from there, going down here, I pass the fit. We get over here, there's a fit. We move over this way, there's a fit. Oh, nice, there's another statue over there. I'll definitely have a look around the zone properly. Like admire the statues and stuff when I get flying. Well, not on stream, but...
That's her! No, I'm sure of it! Mevon!
Don't, please!
Yes, Alfina! Oh no.
No! God have mercy!
I got you. Where's your kid? Where is your kid? Events lifeless body floats before you, battered and broken. Your death no doubt came swiftly. Infant daughter, however, is nowhere to be seen. Okay. Take the baby into your arms. If she yet lives, you cannot tell. But she will surely not survive unless you carry her to the surface at once. This way's got stairs out. Question. Is it no, okay. Did you find with another child? Damn it all. You have the child? Let me see her.
She's so cold, Elfino.
The child is alert, and I see no wounds, and yet she grows weaker. My spells can do no more. What she needs is a change of clothes and a warm bed. We must hurry back. Not now!
Matsia, take the child.
It appears we've made enough noise to be heard for miles around. More will be upon us ere long. We make our stand here. Matsia, can you take her back to the village?
But the child, all by myself. You can't be serious.
The beasts will follow you home unless we stop them here. And so we shall. Be strong, Matsia. Her life is in your hands.
Right. I can do it.
Them straight you can. Now get running.
We'll keep them busy, Matsia. Go! Quickly!
Every time, always running in. It'd be nice if they'd done like a custom thing for, like, based on your class, so you'd like either start eating spells from there.
You know the way.
Or like for Dragoon, you just like dive.
No. No. Not you too. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. To live is to suffer, to drink of calamity. It is a perilous path. Death lurks in the dark. No! I'm not afraid! I'm not afraid! Ah! Do not avert your eyes. See your life for what it is. See how the hardships make you strong. Every doubt reforged. Every agony.
Yes, Astinian.
The divinity.
Nay, but one who would deliver thee just the same.
Please. You must save the child. She is all that remains of Mevan and Grasef. Please.
Well, well. Seems the babe's taken a liking to you.
Thou art strong, little one. Let us convey thee to thy home.
I spied our friends as we flew in. They appeared to be holding their own against the Horde.
Not gonna lie, I thought we were about to lose him.
Right. That's the last of them. We should hurry and find Matsia.
I have a feeling he'll be fine.
Really? How can you be so sure?
A fine battle it must have been. Shame I missed it.
Estinian, it was you who came to Matia's aid.
I was only along for the ride. Retro was the one who saw the boy was in need. The two are headed back to the village.
Where the worm will honor Ahiwan's wishes and finally reveal himself to his people.
Perhaps so. Will you go and join them?
There's something I need to do first. Mervyn gave her life so that her child might live. She deserves better than to be left to drift alone. She deserves to be laid to rest beside her husband at least. Will you help me?
Definitely. We've done all we can. It is for the villagers of Palakistan to perform the funeral rites. If nothing else, Mevan and Kurasaf died as they lived, as themselves, not as beasts. The souls will find peace in the ethereal sea. To think that the day would come when even the smallest of solaces would be this comforting. You ready then? In that case, let's head to Palakistan. No doubt Reacher is waiting for us. Awaiting us, I should say. God, this expansion. I believe we're within 50 quests now of being done with the current patch. And then like less than a month away we've got like 0.1 to go. Even more quests to do. Rest easy. All is well here. Young Matzia returned with the babe safe in his arms, going to a warm bed. The girl hath already begun to regain her strength. Less joyously received was the word from of the mother and father's fate, as well as that of their transformed neighbours. How many children of Thavnair must we lose to this calamity? Mothers and fathers, brothers and sisters, sons and daughters. Every death another void that can never be filled. We who survive must carry the weight of their memory as we strive to regain a semblance of what we have lost. Gerasaf and Mivan's babe is a child of Thavnair as well. Thank you for returning her to us safe. Most great and merciful worm, I have not the words to express my gratitude. They say, were it not for you, brave Matzia and the child would have been lost to us forever. Long had I heard the rumours that a mighty dragon had forged a pact of friendship with a satrap, but never would I have expected such a kind and gentle soul. Truth in part, but not in whole. I am Vritra. Oh. Didn't mean to click that. And for years uncounted, hath this isle served as mine abode. An isle I have ruled over as a satrap, with Ahuan as my loyal servant. Are you to be believed? You were the satrap all along? Dana? What are you doing here? Hello. I heard from the Radiant that you've gone to help the people of Palakistan in the time of need. And so I and several of my colleagues from the Great Work came to offer our services. The alchemists had already brewed up some potions for Mivan's daughter. But enough about us. You and your role are the far greater enigma. You're the true satrap all along. Could it be that young Varshan was created to serve as your emissary? Thou didst suspect the boy was but a simulacrum? A rumour has circulated for many years about the High Crucible, that our most skilled alchemists were once commissioned by the satrap's family in secret to fashion a mammoth indistinguishable from a living boy. Looking at Varshan with that knowledge, I simply put two and two together. I was not alone in drawing this conclusion, but like me, they no doubt recognized that the satrap was using some kind of using the simulacrum to work more closely with his people, and decided not to press the issue. I'd always assumed that Ahuan's associate was manipulating it from afar, but the truth is indeed far more surprising. It's an honor to meet you in the flesh, Master Vritra. Please, pray allow me to express my gratitude. If you had not believed in and given us your scales, unto us your scales, I do not know where we would be. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. It was thou and thy fellows alchemists fashioned the means to unmake the towers. You were the saviors, not only of Redzatan, but the star. Far too kind you are, Master Vritra. The star yet wants for salvation. Once more my colleagues will and I commit the knowledge and resources at our disposal to the mission of aiding her people. And thus the darkest hour. It would seem this place is in good hands. I would return to see how Radzatan fares. What will you do, Scions? I worry for the survivors we met at Perusa. Shall we pay them a visit before making our way back? In that case, might I ask a favour? Nothing too burdensome, I promise. This way. It's a similar, just a little bit, just a bit longer, I'd say. In the meantime, I was hoping I might ask you a few questions. The red sky, these terrible beasts. What's the name of the sisters is happening here in Thevna? Kind of the end of the world. Oh my, that's rather a lot to take in. It seems the situation is even more grave than we suspected. Thank you, friend. My colleagues and I will use your knowledge to see if we can further our own research. And with that, here we are. A pot of piping hot chai, brewed from my own secret recipe of spices and tea leaves, together with hearty helpings of rich milk and pure sugar. I've made enough for everyone in the village. Might I probably deliver a few cups? The drink has medicinal properties, though? Not the least. The ingredients are quite ordinary. So very tasty, though. It has a way of lifting the spirits. The spicy aroma and distinctive sweetness of chai is a simple, everyday pleasure on our island. Sometimes the best medicine is the simplest. A lovely sentiment, Nitana. By all means, allow us to assist. While you lot distribute hot beverages, I'll do a sweep for errant beasts to slay. A far less arduous task, no doubt. When you've finished, look for me at the wakeful Tirana. Look at them all lacing about. Knowing full well the beast might strike again at any moment. Not realize their lives are in danger? Alive for one, intend to survive. Too young to die. Yes, I'll leave this island behind if I must. But where would I go? Is anywhere safe these days? Here, have some tea and calm down. Cup of chai? Could you see I have more important things to worry about? No, you're right. Precisely in times like these, we must strive to remain calm and steady. I believe I'll visit the Elder and see what needs to be done. If there is any way I can aid my village and my friends, I'll do it. Just get rid of that. Hello, do you need some tea? No, there's no one even in there. Of course no one needs tea in there, there's no one in. No one needs tea here. You there, weary citizen. I know you. You're the one who saved us from those beasts back at the temple. Were it not for you, well, Let's not even think about that. At times like this, we mustn't dwell on what might have been, but look to the future. What future awaits us? How comrades at hand hope to recover from this? Most of my friends are gone. I don't know where to turn. Here, have a cup of tea. A cup of chai? Well, if you insist. This aroma has a way of clearing the mind. Come to think of it, we've faced our fair share of trials in the past as well. No matter how hard the times, we've always come together as a people, people united. One day at a time, one step at a time. That is all any of us can do. Yes, back to work. Once I've finished this cup. Thank you. Where is this last person? Because I need to give him tea. Actually, is this last person? Where are you? Oh, there you are. Vishrid. Sorry about that. I think I might be coming down with a little bit of a cold. I'm sorry, I just want to be left alone. My best friend and I, we fled the village together. And the beast took him and all I could do to run. All the while I could hear this monstrous voice screaming my name. This is for me? Oh, we used to drink chai together often. With stories over steaming cups after a hard day's work. Thank you, friend. The pain may never pass, but let's press on all the same. For his memory, and for those who must remember. Thank you for delivering the chai. Did it help lift the village's spirits? Yeah, a little bit. That is heartening to hear. Indeed. Final days show no signs of abating, but that is all the more reason why we must try to keep our composure. Our lives have been forever changed. The people we have lost will never return to us. These tragedies will weigh on our hearts. But we have the capacity to live with our suffering. To carry the agony till we too join the fallen in death. Not the surrender, the recognition. It is only in acceptance that we find the strength to move forward. As you have finished your deliveries, might I talk with you for a moment? I was curious to know what has become of Mevan Karasev's remains. Well, thank you, friend. Surely they will be able to rest peacefully by each other's sides. I and the people of Pelakistan will perform the rites as soon as we are able. As for the child, it will not be easy for her, growing up without parents, but I promise I will do what I can. When she is able to eat solid food, the fish I catch will help nourish her. Unless she's allergic to fish. That might not go so well. Well, we finished delivering the chai. I do believe everyone has a piping cup. A piping hot cup. I could almost believe that there's a magic at work. The tension fades with every sip. Let's pray that Pelakistan has seen the last of those transformations, at least for now. They are still at risk, as every village in Thavna like as not. Still, I trust we can leave this place in the care of our friends from the Radiant and the High Crucible. Shall we return to Radz-at-Han? By all means, do not let us keep you further. There are still many who have need of your wisdom and strength to deliver them from this terrible calamity. I will do what I can as well. I'll bring rations and supplies from Akiali. We have plenty to spare. And let's find Estinian and be on our way. Where do you wander off to again? Let's find beasts. Wakeful Tirana? Near the bridge to Radz-at-Han, as I recall. Very well then. Yeah, we don't need to read that. Mostly because I don't want to risk crying. The nice little chill bits between the really sad bits. I'll be honest, I would have continued yesterday because I was thinking, you know, I'd continue on a bit longer, do a bit of a longer stream, and then it ended how it ended, and I was like, I don't think I can hold on this much longer. Alphino told me everything. Well, glad am I to hear the people are safe. Likewise, you'll be pleased to know that I found no evidence of lingering beasts in the jungle of ruins. It would seem you've finished off the last of them. Trying times yet lay ahead for the people of Thavna. Fortunately, I have a wise and benevolent satrap to shepherd them through. Speaking of which, I received word from Thancred not a short while ago. He awaits our return in the city of Alzadal Path. Alrighty. Over the bridge. No preference. I see stand still on Dragoon. I'm kind of expecting him to have already ended and raided someone. Of course, a tab, but apparently not. Good to see you safe, given the skies. It's all too easy to fear the worst. I'm pleased to report that we've succeeded in quelling the threat here in the city. The beasts have all been felled and the citizens are safe for now. I've also heard from the Radiant that an important proclamation will be made in the city square, though they said no more than that. Might you have any idea what this is about? Well, Vreetra was probably... yeah. So, Vreetra is finally coming out from behind the curtain. Because we, too, should do what he has to say. Make a do to then. But before that, it appears that the word of the assembly has not yet reached all the citizens. Going along the way seems unaware, but best enlighten them. I've got to say, it really upsets me when you get cities with this many stairs. Like, who needs so many stairs, genuinely? It's just... yeah. Are the beasts all gone? I've been hiding and I'm too scared to go out and look. Yeah, we dealt with them. Oh, that's a relief. But one of those beasts was going to eat me. I wonder where Vashan is. The slowest runner. I hope he got away. Would he be with the other people from the palace? Maybe I'll see him in the square. Leave me be, please. I swear to you, my flesh tastes absolutely terrible. Gods, what are you doing scaring me like that? Not quite when those beasts will find us. Now that they're actually all dead. The square, you say? That's where the satrap was killed. My very eyes I saw him crushed in the creature's maw. Many lives lost, such a terrible carnage. And you say there is someone else that would lead Radzatan in his stead? Whoever they are, if they say anything to sully the memory of our beloved satrap, I'll make them regret it. I don't need that up anymore, at least not at the moment. It gets in the way. Oh, I'm glad everyone's fine.
Look! Someone's coming!
People of Razathan, it warms my heart to see so many brave, resilient souls before me. Today, I would share with you a great revelation. But before I do, I must make a humble request. Do not be alarmed, nor avert your eyes. See the one I unveil for who he is, and know that he means you no harm.
Very well. I dare say it can't be worse than the horrors we've already seen.
I mean, fair, yeah.
Many thanks.
A dragon!
A dragon!
People of Radzathan, I am Vritra, and for years uncounted hath this isle served as mine abode. 'Tis as the satrap's ally I am known. Today, I would reveal the truth unto you.
Let us hope they accept him.
If I am hearing this right, you were the satrap all along?
Vashan! I mean, Master Vitra, Does your divine eye really see all?
Nay, child. While mine eye hath borne witness to the whole of our nation's history, to its future I am blind as thee. Countrymen, calamity the likes of which we have never known is come to Thavner, our home. Friends and loved ones have been taken from us. I, too, have lost my closest confidant. Ahawan loved this land and served it with dignity till his dying breath. A nobler satrap there will never be. For so long, I lacked the courage to face you. I will not easily earn your trust, this I know. And yet, I cannot sit idly by and abandon Radzatan to her fate. A font of boundless vibrancy, this jewel of the ocean. Since time immemorial, hath she glittered with every color imaginable. To this dragon, slumbering in his dark lair, 'twas a mesmerizing sight, and one that brought no end of joy to my heart. This calamity hath stolen too much from you already. Yet so long as you live, the light of Radzatan will never be extinguished. I pray you let me watch over it, over you, and lend me your strength, that we might face this trial and those to come as one.
I do not know you, Dragon, but I thank you for speaking the truth to us. As divinities, both Manusha and Riga once joined together, so too do I believe that hand in hand, we can overcome this ordeal and welcome an era of peace.
A sight that would have surely brought a smile to Azael's face. Indeed.
Excuse me, but I must speak with the Satrap at once.
Father.
You have suffered dearly of late, yet you must endeavor to look beyond these losses to the future you yet have. On behalf of the Forum of Sharlayan, I come with a proposal by which you, the people of Radzatan, might be saved. I say again, I must speak with your Satrap. I beseech you, take me to him with all possible haste.
I am Satrap here. Speak thy proposal. All present shall hear and judge.
If I have given offense, then I apologize. First, allow me to share with you what knowledge we have of the phenomenon responsible for your woes. The final days. 'Tis an affliction of stagnancy and rot, sown into the currents of the star. Though the first prominent manifestation was here, in Thavner, it will invariably spread to every corner of the world. The Forum was forewarned of this apocalypse several centuries ago. Thenceforth, my predecessors sought to prepare for the end times in the only conceivable fashion, by securing a means of escape.
Escape the star? What madness is this?
'tis by no means madness. With the coming of the 7th umbral calamity, the true nature of the Red Moon, Dalamud, was revealed. That it was an artificial construct of ancient Alag. But what of the Silver Moon? This celestial satellite is yet another technological marvel fashioned and maintained by ancient allies. A ship that will sail the heavens and deliver our people from destruction. And by our people, I speak not only of Sharlayan. We mean to save every man, woman, and child it is within our power to save. Including you, our dear friends of Radzat Han. Recent events necessitate adjustments be made, and quickly, but we can and will escort you safely to the moon.
Long has thy forum been allies to Thavnir. I trust thou dost not extend this offer lightly. Yet I wonder, is this truly the way? Is there a future to be built for us beyond this star our father deemed the last bastion of hope?
It is for that very reason I come before you and your people. To answer any and all of your questions. To offer my assurances and allay your fears. Though, if you wish the best for your people, I advise you to render your decision swiftly.
Show our friends to Megaduta. They are to be received as honored guests. Worry not. Whatever decision is reached, your paths shall be yours to decide. Until then, heed the warning of these brave heroes. Guard your hearts against fear and despair, for it is within such fertile soil that the seeds of blasphemy find purchase. Remain calm and attend to your daily tasks. I shall return anon.
We'll do as you say, Master Vitra. We believe in you.
What's happened?
Oh, you're still here. What a relief.
Nidana, what's the matter? Has something happened at Palaka's stand?
Oh, no, not that I know of. I just hope to hear your thoughts on a theory of mine. All who undergo the transformation are drained of their ether, yes? What is it then that gives these beasts the strength to carry on as they do? Logically, they must be drawing upon an alternate form of vital energy. That put me in mind of our earlier conversation, when I tried to explain the essence which many confuse with ether.
Akasha. Yes, I remember. The unseen gift bestowed from on high.
That's the one I couldn't remember last time.
An energy influenced solely by emotion.
Yes, yes. In this instance, negative ones set Akasha into motion, thereby infusing the beasts with vitality. I posit this as the mechanism by which the beasts are born and sustained. Ah, do you still have that flower?
No. Anymore.
If we accept that it once shone bright by drawing upon Akasha, influenced by the thoughts of those nearby, then fear, terror, despair, negative emotions so powerful as to suffocate it, permeated the air in this place. You must be very careful. The forces which drive the final days may be beyond our ability to perceive. Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you like that. At any rate, I will continue my research into Akasha. Do temper your expectations, however. There are sadly few detailed studies upon which I may draw.
Formulating a new theory as you have is itself no small feat. I wish you well in your endeavors, and pray you take care.
Thank you. You stay safe as well, yes? Till next we meet, and we will meet again.
So it seems I was right about it being linked to the other thing, the Akasha. As far as we've come, and after all the horrors we've seen, there's still so much we don't know about the final days. Could it be, as Nitana said, that the cause of this phenomenon is beyond our comprehension? And if so, are we powerless to forestall it? Greetings, honoured scions of the Seventh Dawn. I have a message from His Excellency the Satrap. Brave scions, you have my gratitude for aiding my people in this most trying of times. Alas, matters here at Megaduta prevent me from meeting you all in person. As a token of mine appreciation, I have arranged for a feast to be held in your honour. May it nourish you in preparation for the trials ahead. Such are the words of Master Vritra. The feast he speaks of awaits you at Merit's Mehane. Pray make your way there whenever your business here is done. We thank you for your kindness. Indeed, I was hoping we might find a place to discuss our next course of action, and that seems the ideal venue. Ah, and to you, Samteditragus, there is something we had hoped to introduce to you in particular. While I am loath to detain you further, might you spare a moment of your time? Personal invitation. Knowing full well your services are in the highest demand right now, it must be important. Why not? We'll save you some. We'll save some food for you. So take all the time you need. Thank you, friend. Whenever you are ready, please join me in the Aetheryte Plaza. I shall go on ahead. Are we going to be able to teleport here now? Is this all just a setup for them being like, we have permission to use this now? There's a little knack to it. You gotta push this button just here. Yeah, that one there. Push that button. But there you go. You can now use it. But don't tell anyone. That's weird. So, some of them like Kira Wildfang. I would kind of expected them to be like a Mikote or something. Not a Viera. Access to the Aetheryte, you see, there has been restricted to a select few ever since the tower first appeared. We sincerely apologise for the inconvenience, but it was deemed too dangerous to permit free movement of visitors at the time of emergency, a risk we could not take. In light of recent developments, however, the Satrap has decided that such restrictions would only hinder our efforts to combat the final days. As such, I would encourage you to attune with the Aetheryte before you proceed along the corridor. Thanks. No! I like it all the way down this way now. And I need to remember to actually attune with this before I actually talk to him. Oh. Yeah, I definitely don't think that I'm 100% well at the moment. Ah, you must be wondering what this place is. You stand at the hall of the Radiant Host, from where our leadership oversees all of Radzatan's military operations. Sundrop, our destination, lies just ahead. What's up? Welcome to Sundrop. Without further ado, allow me to introduce you to... Oh, you're the famous Sam Titty Tragus, eh? I knew the moment you stepped in through the door, with the look of one who's walked through hell. Shitabout, please. You're speaking with a satrap's honoured guest and saviour of our people. Do not show a modicum of respect? What disrespect is there paying a fellow warrior compliment? We're all friends here, or will be soon enough. More formally then. For the benefit of my countrymen, it's a pleasure to have you with us, oh great champion of Eorzea, scion of the Seventh Dawn, warrior of light, and all-round good egg, I'm sure. Starkovics reminds me of Left for Dinner. Who are you? I fall with too many scars and knees that ache in the winter. Then shiver about, and I attend to business here. As for what sorts of business, how can I put it? Radzatan welcomes delegates from other lands to oversee trade and diplomatic dealings. Then there are military matters to discuss, which is why all these officers are sanctioned here in Sundrop. I imagine you're more familiar with each of the nations they represent, yes? You got representatives from Doma? Uldar and Alamigo? For Alamigo! Limsa. Redania. And alas but never let it be said least, Ishgard. Their eyes, ears and mouths that bridge the distance between Radzatan and their respective homelands. We've used this brief respite to share details of our plight with overseas counterparts. And wouldn't you know it, all their leaders requested a few words from you specifically. You're a man in high demand, eh? And so, would you mind regaling us with your own account? Indulge us before you indulge yourself. Yeah, sure. I thank you for the report. Conditions under which men are turned to beasts, etheric anomalies which you have observed, have given us much to consider. It's concerning that the first transformation apparently occurred before the skies turned red. It's contrary of what one would expect. Thankfully, the information you conveyed to Lucia upon your return from the moon has already proved invaluable. As soon as reports of a calamity here in Avner reached the Grand Company of Eorzea and our far eastern allies, our leaders knew at once that the final days were indeed upon us. They began taking steps to assess the extent of the phenomenon's spread. Our agents were able to conclude that, for the time being, the skies burned only over the Bounty, including this island and Corvus. Alas, that is of little comfort. Aye, all throughout the Allied lands have been reports of people transformed into hideous beasts. From all that we've learned, these incidents are similar in nature to that involving the merchant Karzal. As was the case here, the victims underwent a change prior to the heavens being set ablaze. And so, while the burning skies have yet to manifest beyond the bounty, the transformations do not appear to be subject to any similar restrictions. If anywhere overcome by despair can turn, then nowhere is safe. But the sides of it, speaking of which, we have to give these creatures a name, don't you think? Here in Radzatan, we've taken to calling the first to change, which tends to be the biggest blasphemies. As fitting a name as any. To ensure clarity in future communications, we shall urge our comrades to adopt this terminology. That leads to taking measures to deal with the threat, to the best of our abilities. Aye, each nation has assembled their own groups of elite soldiers to put down their so-called blasphemies and their spawn as soon as they, as and when they appear. At the same time, they're doing all in their power to put the people's minds at ease, prevent panic and fears from spreading. That said, brave souls with the fear and fortitude to fell these terrible fiends are not easily found. Just so. It's for that very reason that we turn to you. Pray, lend us your strength. Help us slay the blasphemies that plague our homelands. Now. I have to give you a reply before your dinner. Should also mention that each blasphemy seems to possess wildly different characteristics. What work well against one may serve you poorly against another. So before you go rushing off to save everyone's day, have a word with the delegates. They'll tell you what to expect. And with that, I do believe our friend here has a feast to attend. Fair thought for us while you're talking into that fine cuisine, eh? I thought it might have been roll quest, I just didn't want to say it. So we'll go to like probably a different region based on which role we're doing. That'll be physical DPS. I imagine Gridania might be healer. Alamigo might be tank, and Doma might be the Ooh. That's a nice sword, I like that sword. Let's have a look. Oh, physical ranged, okay. Oh. Gridania would be tank then, yeah. Actually no, that makes sense, because that's home to... Like, Gridania would be home to the... like Conjuras and White Mages. Alamigo I don't think technically has anything assigned to it. Although it does have... what his name is? Completely blanking on his name. The Bull of Alamigo, like, I'm completely blanking on his name. So maybe that's the tank that you're healing. Doma has physical ranged, and Luminso will have physical melee. Oh, and Ishgard's got magical. Yeah, okay. Cool. Forgive Shira about her rudeness. It can be a bit boisterous at times. It's simply her nature. Anyway, My apologies for keeping you from your hard-earned rest. You will be rejoining your companions, yes? You know the way to Mehan? I know Radzatan like the back of my hand. Glad to hear you are becoming familiar with our fair city. You'll be pleased to hear something. Yeah, I literally cannot read that. My phone's like... The quality on my phone is terrible. Right, so what we do here, clip. Wait for that to go by. Okay. I'd be pleased to hear that all the drinks are on the house, so order whatever suits your fancy. I've done it again. And with that, I must return to my post. On behalf of all of Radiant Host, I thank you and your friends once more for lending your strength and courage to Radzatan this terrible something. Terrible moment. Terrible time. We shall endeavour to fight the good fight to the end, that we might honour Ahuan's legacy and serve Master Vritra well. You have my word that your efforts shall not be in vain. I wonder how spaced out these are. Is it going to be like 80, 82? Oh no, it starts at 85. Okay. So it might be 85, 86, 87, 88. We'll leave that for now. We'll pretty much just leave it until we get to a point where it's like, no, you have to do this first. Then we'll go back and sort them all. Because we shouldn't be worried about levels at that point. Welcome! Unless a trap asked us to entertain a party of honoured guests, I was wondering who it might be. This is a lovely surprise to say the least. By the way, I heard about Kalzal from your friend Grohatia. I understand that there was nothing that could be done, but I was heartened to hear he meant us no harm. I cannot thank you enough for dispatching the beasts. As the smallest token of our thanks, your food and drink tonight are Mary's treat. Speaking of which, what shall I start you off with? Let's see, finest local spirits, please. As you wish. Great, join your friends. I'll bring you your drink. Thank you. Welcome back. Whatever did the Radiant want with you, pray tell? Well, they just asked me to speak with the other... Yeah. Our allies have sent military delegates? That's news to me. Mind sharing the details? Anytime, Stola, anytime.
So blasphemy is now plague all around.
It will only get worse if what Father said is true, as it did in Amarot.
If that's our model, then shouldn't we expect the effects to grow more severe as it feeds off its own spread? As if people transforming into those monstrosities wasn't bad enough. If the flora and fauna, if the land itself turned against us.
No one would survive.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, we'd have the animals and stuff to worry about as well, wouldn't we?
Here's your order, friend.
Thank you kindly.
May you find comfort in these dark times.
Where do we go from here? If there's one thing we've learned, fighting blindly and simply reacting to what comes will accomplish nothing. We must find a solution that addresses the fundamental cause. Before our strength is exhausted, before this crisis spirals out of control. Is there something, anything we've overlooked?
If there is an answer, Hydaelyn herself will have it. 'Twas she who bound Zodiac and forestalled the final days. Alas, we have heard naught from her since the Tower of Babel. Whether she cannot or will not speak, I can only speculate. Even the flower she gave us is no more.
Our time, we called it Elpis. We do well to remember the name.
So advised the Watcher. But what could be the significance of that name? It is entirely unfamiliar to me.
To me as well. It meant something to the ancients, though. In our time.
Most surely. Yet I do not recall a single mention of it in the records of Anida.
Another dead end. And quite literally. It's not as if there are any ancients living we could go and ask.
Not alive as such, but not quite dead. Elidibus. I sealed him in the white horrified of the Crystal Tower back on the first. Contained within that reservoir of ether that maintains it, ether that is returned little by little to the sea. Naught may remain of his soul. However, if part of it lingers, we might be able to speak with him there. I know we can no longer make that journey, but you, my friend, still can.
Be worth an opportunity to look in on the others as well. How Reen's doing?
Thank you, my friend. That would mean much to me.
If nothing else, should we learn the first is safe, we'll have that much more reason to keep fighting the good fight. That said, the odds are not in our favor, to say the least. Which is why we're fortunate to have Urianger up there on the moon, working hard to make all the necessary preparations for our departure, should it come to it.
And why we have nothing to lose by staying the course till the last instant.
Indeed. To the last, let us all do what we can. I will consult with Master Matoya and see if she knows of a way to reach Hydaelyn from the ethereal sea.
And I will visit the nation's leaders and attempt to ascertain how far the final days have progressed elsewhere.
Keep me abreast of the front. I can seek out and slay the worst of the immediate threats, if only to slow the spread.
Unease, terror, despair. Try as we might to suppress them, these emotions will return to harry us time and time again. But when they do, remember this. Your friends and loved ones are out there somewhere, sharing in your struggle. You are not alone.
So ends the brief respite before the next revelation. Yes, so much left for you to see. Where beginning ends, and end begins.
Alright then. Now then, is there anything we've forgotten to mention? Here are arms and armor in good order. Okay. In that case, it's time we each attended to our task. When you arrive on the 1st, give my regards to Reen. Tell her I miss her. Take this. My spirit vessel. Empty now, of course, but shall allow you to operate the tower systems in the umbilicus. If even the smallest fragment of Elidibus's essence remains, it would be possible to locate it. As for access to the umbilicus, pray seek out Lena for assistance. Since she still stands watch at the Ancestor Gate. Should she or anyone else ask after me, tell them I'm living my life to the fullest. I'm happy, hardships and all. Well, we'd best be on our respective ways. God's willing, we'll see each other again soon. Right. I need to go to the 1st. Over, there we go. It's like, alright, long time no see. How's everyone keeping? I just need to check up on something really quick, because I just noticed my hard drive light is like constantly on. We're about 35%, that's fine. Please ignore all the quest markers here. Minstrelling Wanderer. It's nice to see that people are still all good. There hasn't been some terrible horror cropped up out of nowhere. Empty, you have returned. Have you been well, you and the others? As well as can be, yeah. I'm glad am I to hear that. I trust my lord is enjoying himself. He said this to you? Those exact words? I know that he's happy, but to know he's happy fills my heart with joy. Thank you for taking care of him. When next you see him, please tell him not to overexert himself. Futile request though it is. And tell him that all is well here. The peace you've gifted us continues. We work hard to build new lives for ourselves. In the course of this, we occasionally bicker, but never been more optimistic for the morrow. I'd like to mention one dilemma, the question of our governance. Even as we speak, debate rages on over how we should run the city in the Exarch's absence. Most have in mind that the Settlement Council should continue to oversee the general running of the Crystarium, while representatives are elected to determine the policy and handle diplomacy. Thus far nothing is set in stone, but however we choose to proceed, we will not replace our Lord, when we could. Elena, do you like my clothes? It looks snazzy, right? Have you recently observed any unusual phenomena? No, I cannot say there have been. Curious you should ask me this question, though. Some days ago, Vreen came and asked the very same. She was rather unsettled, in stark contrast to how cheerful she has been of late. Vreen has been dedicating herself to the restoration of the empty, you see. Though it will take many long years, the girl seems to have a newfound sense of purpose and fulfillment. So, when I saw her in this state of such worry, I couldn't help but feel worried in turn, especially since she wouldn't tell me what troubled her. I say she would be more willing to confide in you. May I ask you to approach the subject with her? So, whereabouts is she? You wish to enter the umbilicus? Very well, I shall fetch the key at once, and take the opportunity to find Vreen. Please wait for me in the city, in front of the Cabinet of Curiosity. Shall I say, I will be along as soon as I can. Sure thing, sure thing. Back up we go. I think by the time you hear this is the Red series. No, in the middle of nowhere is the Red series. By the time you hear this might be the dungeon that's over the side. Cabinet de Curiosity. Cabinet de Curiosity. Can be skipped. You may wish to cancel any pending duty fighter registrations. Alright then. Both concerning and interesting. Oh, it's one of these moments, okay. But my old eyes deceive? Is that truly sanctity? It is you! Wait, it's not you. You're someone else. I thought it was the last from the Healy thing. Ah, it is. Oh, glad am I to see you hail and home, my friend. What a wonderful surprise to have you back with us. Most opportune time. If you haven't heard, we're planning to produce a tome chronicling the events of the Flood and the Knight's Return. This project we intend to draw upon records kept by the world's peoples. Historical and contemporary first-hand accounts will be the centerpiece of the tome. Yours will be the one to crown them all. I've been asked to contribute a chapter on the soul, a subject that is key to understanding much of our endeavours. In the course of developing the spirit vessel, I gained invaluable insights into travel beyond the rift. Knowledge that will allow me to attest your existence and deeds. There's no end to the questions I would ask you, but if you could indulge me, just one for now. Your quest to restore the night, you face many a formidable foe. Among them, who offered you the greatest struggle? I would say Hades. Hi, Ruth. Ah, yes, Hades, who sought to resurrect his ancient brethren. He was a final obstacle in your quest to restore the night. Battle in the depths of the Tempest, the stuff of epics. Yet, compelling as it is, I'm worried that mere words won't do justice to that fateful confrontation. Not that we would think to omit it entirely, of course. No, at the very least we would need to impress upon our readers it was the climax of your hero's journey. I know you'd love to talk his ear off, Morin, but we really should be on our way. Those documents for Mulemore won't collect themselves. Yeah, no worries, Ruth, no worries. Of course, of course. And afterwards, would you care to join me for tea? I was hoping I might clarify some details with you. Till next time, then. Tell the others to look after themselves. Our overzealous friend, in particular, remind him not to overexert himself. Again and again till his ears fall off, if that's what it takes for him to take it to heart. We look to the left, we look to the right, and then we get someone talk to us again and we look over to the left and see them. Is that the Warrior of Darkness? God, this is creepy. Like, these two look alright as like kids. And then there's the Mikote child. Mikote children creep me out. It's him, it's really him! What are you doing here? You're going to battle, I can give you some medicine. I made it myself. Best not, Ricky. I'll give him stomachache. Come see Morin to get his advice. Well, the guard finally agreed to teach us how to fight, but first we need to choose a fighting style. While I know that I want to be a mage, Arkil isn't sure. Magic isn't really my thing. I was thinking of taking up the axe, or a sword, maybe the bow. They all seem right, but it's hard to decide. They all seem alright, sorry. It's hard to decide. So I thought I'd ask Morin. He seems to know a lot about these things. Isn't here? Ah. Ooh, why don't you ask the Warrior of Darkness choose for you? What do you think best suits Arkil best? Axe, sword, or bow? Protecting your friends. The sword. Sword? If you took up the sword, you could be just like... Brandon, the Warrior of Light! I love that tale. Let's borrow the book today. Really popular though. It's still there. Thanks for helping me decide, Warrior of Darkness. I'll start with that style, and maybe try something else later on. When I get really strong, I hope to have a bout with you. No. You would die, child. You would die. I think the internet's dying. No, the internet's fine. It's just always a bit iffy downstairs, isn't it? And someone off to the left again. Like, oh, it's you. Such fun he's been having, basking in the adoration of musty old bookworms and wide-eyed younglings. Does he spare a thought for me? Of course not. Barry? I waited and waited and waited, not so much as acknowledge the presence of his beautiful branch. They're right here. What a heartless thing a sapling is. Cold and cruel and heartless. Oh, faithful Phil, loveliest of branches, how I have missed you. Truly missed me? You cried out for me at the top of your lungs the instant you arrived. You make up for it. We will call twice the passion next time. So there will be a next time, with some few struggles to overcome. So, my adorable sapling, the world is on the verge of destruction, is it? How do I know this? Joined as we are, spying on you is as simple as sliding down the back of a rainbow. Not that I could aid you in your quest, but fate of we fae folk is bound to that of the star. Whither it goes, so too do we follow. Such is our way. Most I could do for you is spare you the pain by gifting you the sweetest of eternal dreams. But if escape is not to your liking, you must struggle with your fellow mortals. But here are the ones you were waiting for. I wonder what manner of conclusion awaits at Tale's End. Bye, Fail. Love you. Oh, sorry about that. Apologies for the delay. So wonderful to see you again. You doubtless have much catching up to do, so I shall leave you to it. Taking the liberty of unlocking the umbilicus, and you may enter at your leisure. Leisure, same difference. Hi, Lena. Yeah, Breen. Not spoken to you in a little while. I'm relieved to hear that everyone is well. I had this feeling, like a pit in my stomach. I was afraid that something might have happened. Maybe I'm overthinking things, but it's just that. Miracle of light, but I've never spoken with Heidelin. Never once heard her call. Even so, I've always had this feeling deep inside me. A connection to something immense. These past few days, though, the connection has wavered. As if that immense something was distant, then close, and distant again. And then, the other night, I was jolted awake by the feeling it had been completely severed. Wanting some fresh air, I went to open the window, and to my horror, the sky was ablaze, like during the star shower. But then I blinked, and everything was normal. The next day, no one said a thing. No one else had seen what I'd seen. As far as I could tell, nothing was out of the ordinary. I began to wonder if it was a figment of a half-remembered dream. What are you not telling me? I have to know, please. It doesn't matter how terrible it is. Kinda does. Kind of stopped an end-of-world event here, and then we got home, and then we started another end-of-world event over there. Bad business. I wouldn't. It wasn't my imagination then. Doom we witnessed in Amorot has come again. Can't believe it. Like I told you before, all is well here in the first. Don't worry about us, please. Look only to the threat before you. We're fine right now, and even if we weren't, we've learned how to survive. If the final days reach us here as well, you may be assured that we won't go quietly. No. Hold on until you can find a way to save all our worlds. As you continue your fight, so too will we. United in purpose beneath a blazing sky. So the advantage that we have is, that we have over the yield ancient Asians is, so we just have to check this out. That is a really nice spear. Wow. So yeah, like I was saying, the advantage we have is it will start a change in the person, but it won't like summon something else in. So if you can calm this person down, then they won't transform into a hideous monster, then causing further destruction. But the issue that the Asians had was it was their creation magic that was going a bit skew-if. So they were getting scared, and they were literally creating things accidentally, without meaning to. Up upon a flower. Alright. You headed to the umbilicus. You consult with Elidibus, right? Do some consulting of my own and speak with Lena. Decide how we might best prepare for the final days. It's farewell for now, but we'll see each other again, I'm certain of it. Yeah, it was an issue of if you can calm the person down, like for us it would be just calm the person down, end of issue. For them you would have to not only calm the person down, but you would also have to fend off you'd also have to be fending off monsters and stuff. Which, whilst trying to fend something off, well, whilst trying to calm someone down I should say, would cause larger issues. Oh, having nice little memories when we arrived in the first. Well no, it's not when we arrived in the first, it was when we got back after waking up after our fight with Hades, I think. I came back and then they're all just like there waiting for us, just like all happy. Yeah, like if you're fighting something whilst also trying to calm someone down, it's more likely to just inspire more panic.
Biometric authentication complete. Please state your business.
I wish to speak with Elidibus, please.
Acknowledged.
Yep. Did not mean to click that. Apologies.
Target located in subterranean core power accumulator. Projecting image.
Alright, it says acknowledge revitalize circus tower systems. Searching for Elidibus entity.
My home. My friends. No more than a dream.
Elpis or Elbis?
You. Why have you awakened me? I no longer sense those places beyond, or Lord Zodiac. You must explain all.
He's just shrinking away into nothingness. There's literally next to nothing left of him.
So, he is fallen, and my brethren's souls returned to the star. The doom we sacrificed so much to prevent is come again. Old burdens now yours to bear. But if this is Fandaniel's design, then I, as Elidibus, have a duty to fulfill. Your unsolicited act has restored to me some few memories of the convocation. Such knowledge as I have, I will share.
Thank you. I'm not going to say I'm sorry.
I do this not for you. I merely perform my duty, as I have ever done. Where to begin? The end. Your understanding of what caused the final days is consistent with our own. The decay first took root where the currents were weakest. Yes, a conclusion drawn by him, Fandaniel. Not the him of here and now, but as I knew him, long, long ago. Having shed light upon the phenomenon, he dedicated himself to devising a countermeasure. Were it not for his knowledge of the Celestial, we would never have made the connection, and thence forestalled the final days. And though he inherited that noble soul, how different this last incarnation, so consumed by self-loathing and hate.
Yeah, can do, Ruth.
Yes, the name is familiar to me. Yet I know it not as a flower, but a place. A testing facility for determining which of our creations were fit to be released into the world. Many worked there, and before joining the convocation and assuming the title of Fandaniel, he was their chief. He was Hermes. That is all I know. The crystals tell little of the lives the 14 led prior to their induction. Elpis itself would tell even less. Nary a ruin has survived. Wait. I saw you there. In Elpis. No. I did not. But I did. I did. A lingering trace of impossibility. And a truth that fills my heart.
He saw me in Elpis. Does it mean like Asm, or does it mean like me? Because I'm confused now.
My memories remain clouded, I fear. However, they have revealed to me one possible course. You must travel to Elpis, to the time when Hermes served as its chief.
Okay.
In glimpsing the Exarch's memories, not only did I make his summoning magic mine own, I also mastered the workings of this tower, which, having absorbed my empowered essence, now harbors an abundance of energy. As such, I believe I can deliver you unto the past, unto that place and that precise moment. Given the eons that must be traversed, the gateway will not be fully formed. Your form will be less tangible still than those warriors of light I had summoned. In all likelihood, none will be able to see or hear you. Yet even should you manage to interact with others, you will be unable to effect meaningful change. For the reality you wish to save, the reality to which you must return, exists as a result of the final days. You cannot reshape the past to undo the tragedies of the present. Cannot unmake the sorrow and suffering fated to come. In full knowledge of this, will you still entrust your life to your foe and make the journey?
Yeah, for a start, why not?
Very well. I shall cast you unto the river of time. Let this be my final act.
Like... Whilst I know he was our enemy, he was working for the not sanctity, for the betterment of the star. And this might help us save the star. So I would trust him with it, personally.
You must input the commands. I no longer have the authority. First, you must reconfigure the systems, that the tower's ether may be channeled for the magic. The preparations are complete. The gateway will soon open. Return at once to the ocular. All appears to be in order. The ether flows unimpeded. The magic should consume every last mote of my essence. Why are you surprised? Did I not say that this will be my final act? Lord Zodiac is no more. There is nothing for me here. The ones I love and long to see again are waiting in that promised land, beyond memory and dream. Now go, warrior of light. Go, and do not look back.
Thank you, Elidibus. I know you're doing it for the star, not for me, but thank you.
Well, Heidelin, I take my leave of you. Yours is the mantle of the last of us. May you have the joy of it, the burden and the solitude. It falls to you now. You and your champion to save our star.
Yeah, Ruth, I'm more than down for that. When are you thinking, Phil? Ah, crashing face first into a crystal. No. So I'll be honest, with the amount that I'm like coughing and stuff recently, I'm considering just calling it a stream here after like 2 hours. So tall. It's understandable why they thought we were kids if they genuinely are all that tall. 6:30 and 6:45. Fair enough, fair enough. This is reminiscent of an aetheryte. Perhaps it's possible to attune with it. despite attempting to channel and focus your energies, you fail to attune with the device. You can only assume that it operates differently. A remarkably large man wears a black robe and half mask, much like the phantoms you encountered in Maria Lamentorum. They recreated them art. It seems you have made it to your destination. You gesticulate wildly and shout all manner of greetings and obscenities, and does not so much as glance in your general direction. Man stands dutifully by the aetheryte light device, guiding for the facility, in all likelihood. You attempt to get the man's attention, but if he sees or hears you, gives absolutely no indication. As Lidibus warned, it appears your form is intangible. This is the right place, right? Yes. The Propylaeon? Written by the words, this facility is called the Propylaeon. Attempt to gently prod the woman to attract her attention, but feel nothing. It seems neither does she. You suspect the door leads outside, but how to open it?
And here we are, Elpis. Well, well, how rare to receive you in person. To what do we owe the honor?
Oh, just a few odd tasks. We'll be here a while.
You're welcome to stay as long as you see fit, of course. As a matter of procedure, however, I must ask that you kindly remove your masks.
Come now. Is this truly necessary? Surely you can tell who we are.
Emma Selk. I don't know who the other one is.
Who you are, perhaps, but I am far less infamous. Regardless, if we do not follow protocol, 'tis our hosts who would be held accountable. So, please, do favor us with your handsome face.
Sorry, Hades. Emma Selk's a tile.
Satisfied?
I thank you for your cooperation. You are free to go about your business.
Now, it probably wasn't looking at me, but it feels like he was.
By the by, you see it too, yes?
I haven't the foggiest what you're talking about.
That's odd.
Oh, they can see me.
It's right here. A bit thin in the ether, but there's no mistaking it. The color of its soul is almost identical to Azem's. Do you suppose he created it? Rather unusual for a familiar to have a soul, though.
Don't ask me. All I know is that it's trouble. Doubly so if it's his spitting image. So let's leave it be. Come now.
It's trying to say something, but it's literally too intangible to form words. Why don't you give it some ether? Spare a snifter of your bounteous reserves.
Who do you take me for?
Why, a dear friend, of course. One who wouldn't let acts of kindness, such as my accompanying him on errands to far-flung outposts, go unrewarded.
I suggest you close your eyes, or this may be unpleasant.
All right.
You may open your eyes.
It's just finished off what Elizabeth started. Nice. We're super tall now too.
Oh, you even adjusted its size.
The better to indulge your whim. This way, it will be easier to communicate.
How very thoughtful of you. And may I applaud your artful reinforcement. Without further ado then. Greetings! I am Hythlodaeus, Chief of the Bureau of the Architect.
My boy! My boy!
Sulking beside me is the most honourable Emmett Selk of the Convocation of 14. And how might we address you, my new friend? A fine name. And I'm pleased to see you understand our words. So, tell us, whence have you come? The thinness of your essence suggests you weren't created here. You do not know? Or cannot say? Allow me to ask a different question then. What brings you here?
I seek a man named Hermes. Actually, I needed to learn more about Elpis. Never mind.
Well now,
Whoops.
the same as us. Perhaps Azim wished to come too, but had to settle for a familiar.
If he truly wished to be here, then he would be.
Right you are. My apologies if we've given offense. The two of us can discern the color of souls, you see, and yours happens to resemble that of a friend. And with your purpose matching our own besides, we jumped to a hasty conclusion. We are here to speak with Hermes, the chief overseer of this facility, which we also intend to tour in order to gain greater insight into the man's work. We, I say, though this is Emmett Selk's charge. I am here only to serve as his guide. And I should be happy to serve as yours as well, by way of an apology for the misunderstanding.
Wait, are you suggesting that we bring it along on official business? This thing we know next to nothing about?
If you harbor suspicions, better to keep it close than leave it to its own devices. Wouldn't you agree?
I mean, he's got a point.
Besides, having a mysterious life form in tow is the norm rather than the exception here. Welcome, my friends, to the testing ground of creation at Heaven's Edge. Elpis.
Now that looks snazzy. Is that Argos?
This presence.
Oh, that's so cute.
Hermes! Visitors! We have visitors!
What secrets are you hiding, I wonder?
Alright, Hermes, turn it down. Turn it down. I'm guessing the people without masks on are the visitors, the people with masks on are people that work here. Or live here, or generally do things here. This is hardly my first time here. The scenery never fails to take my breath away. Why, as if I could reach out and touch the heavens. Now then, begin our guided tour. Perhaps you already know these things, but for the sake of thoroughness, I should start with the basics. Using concepts to give shape to ether, creation magics allow us to bring forth things we desire, anything we desire, be it inanimate objects or living beings. Anyone may conceive of concepts. They must all undergo evaluation of the Bureau of the Architect. As part of that process, living beings and certain arcane entities may be sent here to Elpis for in-depth observation and study. Fascinating facility, isn't it? Dare say you will enjoy touring it with us. Yeah, before that though, before that. Oh, that's not actually an ether, right? Okay. Yeah, I'll go till 6, since we can't really do food till 6:30. Now then, our friend Hermes, aside from overseeing the facility, he also conducts his own research. Chances are, it will be at the main observation hub. So let's seek him out there first. Tired as you are, however, you stand out a little too much. Our dear Emmett Selker wishes to keep a low profile for this errand, so you know how to make a rope? The basic concept will do. No? In that case, Emmett Selk? No. Your whim, your responsibility. You're not getting another thimble out of me. The way he scrimps sometimes, I think he wasn't a nigh bottomless font of magic. Very well, I shall make the robe, but perhaps you can assist. Come, let's search for the requisite material. That looks weird. Don't make me fight you. I'll beat you up. Yes, these creatures should suffice. Okay. An etheric rope. I want you to use it to capture, shall we say, two some things. There are 3 species here, I believe. Any 2 different kinds should serve. Now I should mention that the strength of the rope is tied, no pun intended, to the strength of its user. As your ether is still thin compared to ours, you'll need to weaken the Patellidae first. Good luck! We'll capture a blue and a purple one. So there's one. I'll grab this purple one. Boop. Got the Patellidae? Come, let's see. Yes, these fine fellows will do nicely. And now for a spot of reversion. Ah, it's ready. It's nothing fancy, but then we're not. We're trying not to stand out. Try to emphasize. Would someone be angry with us for using those creatures? Oh, it's fine. There's no one around to tell us off. Besides, we can always make more Patellidae. You'll need a tiny amount of ether. It may take some effort to get the form and composition right, but anyone familiar with the concept should be able to manage. Well, I'm good to disguise and educated. It won't fool anyone who can see worth a damn. Fair point. But at the very least it should spare you unwanted attention from casual observers. Itself speaks true. Even dressed like us, your unusual nature will plain to all those who think to look. Let someone question your presence, don't make up excuses. Much less try to explain what you actually are. No, best to simply say that you're a familiar. The question is, whose? Ah, of course, Azim's. You say you belong to him, but we'll give you the benefit of the doubt for any and all outlandish behaviour. Exploiting other associates' absence? For lack of his presence, absolutely. Were he here, he'd have been the first to propose the idea, and you know it. Yeah, because Azim was the traveller, I believe. It was sent out to, well, not sent out. His seat on the convocation was that to learn knowledge of the worlds, I believe. It was to travel around, meet with different like civilizations and stuff, just learn about the world, I guess. With that, your story is settled. Let's continue with our errand. Right, so what we do is we'll pop those on just to yeah, not offend our friend Hephadeus. Ready? Let's continue along the path to Gnosis. The place serves as an observation hub and residence both. Someone there should be able to point in the direction of Hermes. Look at me, I'm just like them. This is quite a turn. Yes, can I help you? We wish to speak with Chief Hermes. Do you know where we might find him? Well now, by your mask I'd assume you're one of the 14. I wasn't aware there was to be a visitation. Between you and us, it's something of a surprise. Your discretion on the matter would be appreciated. I see. My lips are sealed. The Chief should be out conducting observations as usual. His focus of late has been aquatic creatures, I believe. So... expect you'll find him at one of the pools here. The pools, you say? Many thanks. I accidentally clicked on my mouse. I say, Hythlodaeus. Whilst I've never met Hermes, you know him quite well. Do you not? That being the case, could you simply find him by his ether? Aye, that I could. As you know, Emmett Selk and I can discern the colour of souls. By that same token, we can also see ether quite keenly. And from great distances. With this skill, I could readily locate Hermes, but I felt it would be a waste of an opportunity. We're here to perform an assessment, after all. By searching the ordinary way, we would stand to gain an insight into Elpis and the men in charge of it. As much for your own enjoyment, like as not. Point taken. If you're going to accompany us, make yourself useful and help us look for Hermes. Going to his profile, he has short, dark hair. So you know, it's because we're in Elpis, we don't have our cowls up. So a special exemption due to the need to be aware of dangerous creatures. Elsewhere, we do not exhibit our individuality. It's unseemly. This is all common sense, but I would assume you... I would not assume you possess any. It's a rare treat indeed to be able to search for someone by their appearance. I thank you for humouring me. Come, let's find our man. So, short dark hair. Goobo! Goobo! It does appear to have moss growing on his head. They are indeed correct. Right, it was researching aquatic creatures. We should find him near one of these. Maybe at this fountain? There you are. Oh, look at all those little axolotls. Are you Hermes?
Ah, you are...
Oh. Different. You're different too. You and me. We're alike. Friends. I want to be... Wait. Please. Wait. Greetings and salutations. Can you hear me? Do not be alarmed. I mean you no harm. I wish only to hear your words, share your feelings, and know your thoughts. May we please be friends?
I mean, sure.
May we please be friends?
Fine with me, just don't go diving into my thoughts because you might see something from my memories that you won't like.
Hythlodaeus. It's been a while. Too long, I think.
Too long indeed for close collaborators. On this blessed occasion, I bring not only myself, but others who long to speak with you.
You are of the convocation.
Emmet Selk at your service. Do I have the honor of addressing Hermes, Chief Overseer of Elpis?
You do. You have traveled far for it.
Given your facility's purpose, its remote location is something of a necessity. Would that I didn't have to rely upon a guide.
Oh, you wound me. Have I not ever been an attentive and helpful friend? But moving along to more agreeable company, this one we chance to... Well, you certainly have her attention. Is she one of yours, Hermes?
Her name is Meteon. It means shooting star.
If I may make an observation, her ether is terribly thin. I fear she might dissipate at any moment. Nor do I believe you've made a submission to the Bureau. I would remember such a concept if you had.
I haven't, as you say. I judged it too early. She's a pet project of mine, still undergoing preliminary testing. But rest assured that I will attend in person ere long.
Very well. Being an authority on flying life forms, I appreciate that you are exacting in your work. I shall look forward to your submission.
If we have finished with the perfunctory chit-chat, I would discuss official matters. By my coming, I trust you already anticipate the subject.
I have an inkling, yes. Please wait to the main building yonder. I shall join you as soon as I've returned these creatures to their homes.
What's wrong, Hermes?
An amostoma is missing.
I may have found it. A creature with the self-same ether as those there, nestled in the boughs of a tree outside the grounds.
You're saying they can climb? with their sorry excuses for limbs?
The fashion has been to imbue aquatic creatures with the power of flight, ever since the words of Mitron created a sky-swimming fish. The Ambistomas too can fly, if only slightly, and they could conceivably climb a tree. Whether they can come down safely, however... Excuse me.
I'll help too.
And what are we supposed to do with this lot?
May I suggest we split up? If you would be so good as to assist Hermes, Emmett Selk and I shall keep an eye on these adorable creations in the meantime.
Alrighty. Now, unfortunately, I may know something about that character we've just met, Meteon. Stop following me, bird! No! Yeah, I might know something about this. Hermes and Meteon have found their quandary, a creature known in this age as an Ambistoma. Yet, though it appears to be have been safely extracted from the tree, Hermes appears to have found himself in quite the predicament. The Ambistoma. Hermes saw it up in the tree. Climbed up to get it, but it jumped on him and he slept. Do you need a hand? No, I'm fine. If a little embarrassed. Now, for your own safety, please stand back. Hermes, you alright? Quite alright, yes. My apologies for making you worry, Meteon. Both you and, Samtidi Tragus, you are called? An intriguing name. Somehow reminiscent of a new creation. Thank you for coming after me. As for you, little one, you must be more careful. You may be able to fly, but it doesn't mean you cannot fall and hurt yourself. Oh no, I had forgot about all its fellows. Really? What relief. I must thank Emmett Selk and Hythlodaeus when I return to them. First, with distractions out of the way. As Chief Overseer of Elpis, permit me to welcome you to our facility. I hope you will enjoy your time here. Well, we mustn't keep the others waiting. Let's return to Agnorisis. A yawl shall carry me all the way back. Hermes. My apologies for the trouble. Owing to your kind assistance, all the bestowments are safe and well. I'll presently send them back to their space. If you go on ahead to the main building. Upon entering, you will see a table and chairs, a meeting area. You may speak there. Very well. Care not to let the creature slip away again. Bye Hermes, bye Mateon. See you later. Memnon. Memnon? Alright then. Amazing that they still trade gemstones all the way back here.
This appears to be the place. And here is where we part ways. We will be discussing highly sensitive affairs. Only a select few may be privy to such knowledge, and that does not include someone who cannot or will not divulge their origins.
Yeah, that's understandable.
What? Will I have to remove you by force?
There are reasons I cannot speak freely.
Let's hear them then, these reasons of yours. Who knows? If I deem your mysterious cause worthy, I may even be inclined to offer my assistance.
I do not object to his attendance.
Hermes, this is highly irregular.
Perhaps, but I believe he can be trusted. Meteion would not have taken to him so quickly otherwise. Moreover, the presence of a third party may help me to maintain composure.
As you wish, then.
Yeah.
Behave yourself, do you hear?
So, it's finally happened then.
Aye. Van Daniels declared his intention to step down and named you as his preferred successor. In recognition of your knowledge and your works, the Convocation is giving the recommendation due consideration. As one who does not know you personally, I am to use my impartial eye to take your measure. And above all else, to ascertain your disposition towards the invitation. I understand that you and Fandaniel are close. He himself was once chief overseer of Elpis after all. I should not be surprised if you knew before anyone else that he wished to relinquish his office.
I did. He told me that when he fulfilled his purpose, he wished to pass the torch to me.
A torch you seem none too pleased to accept. Are you so averse to serving on the Convocation?
No, it's not that. For a humble researcher like myself to even be considered is an honor beyond words. No. What troubles me
What I struggle to come to terms with is the very fact that Fandaniel is stepping down. Does this not mean that he will return to the star?
Of his own volition, yes, like so many others have before him.
Return to the star? What?
Return to the star? Does that mean die?
Well now, that's not a word I hear often. Is that what you say here in Elpis? Mankind is the life of Atheris. Each of us, a drop of blood flowing through its veins, bearing sustenance. In our finite time upon it, 'tis our duty to make it a better place, that all who call it home, now and in future, may abide in happiness. To that end, we have dedicated ourselves to the pursuit of enlightened creation. And by our efforts did we transform this once untamed wilderness into the peaceful paradise you enjoy today. To return to the star whence we came is a privilege afforded to we who have so loved and nurtured it. A choice embraced by those who have lived their lives to the fullest, in service to our world. And when they depart upon this journey, it is beautiful, always.
The 14 are no exception. 'Tis believed no occasion is more felicitous than the fulfillment of one's duty. Our office becomes our lives, and to retire is to return, or so the majority of us hold. Some few have elected to eschew custom. Mayhap you feel Fandaniel's deeds do not warrant his return. Yet you should know his accomplishments as well as any. During his time, he conceived of countless outstanding concepts. And channeling the wealth of experience he attained here in Elpis, he brought forth many new specimens.
I know of all this. I do. It's just, I cannot fathom why someone so great and wise, who could still do so much good, would want to end it all. Oh no, I've made her upset. Forgive me. I know I requested your presence. Might I trouble you to take Meteon outside? A change of scenery would do her good.
Yeah, sure. Follow me, kiddo. You look more like Hermes than your creator. Or at least you look more like I would have expected Hermes to look. Sorry, Santini. I didn't mean. A walk. Perhaps we can go for a walk? Alright, there you are. Hermes gets sad when he thinks about death. When others are sad, I'm sad too. That's how I am. How he made me. Don't worry, I'm fine now. So, why do you come here? You want to learn about Elpis and Hermes? Ooh, I'll teach you. We could take turns. I'll tell you something, you tell me something. Sounds like fun. It will be. What's that? Ah, yes, let's go talk to Memnon. Should be near the Aetheryte. I'm not good at explaining, but Memnon is. So I'll have him explain instead. Come, my new little friend. I love your color, by the way. Such a good choice. The Aetheryte. Anyone can use it to teleport anywhere. Well, maybe not anywhere. Not to the ground or other isles. That you need teleporters. Oh, and permission. And what do we have here? You look like a person. You have the ears and tail of a beast. I assume you are a familiar like Mateo. Is there something you need? This is Samteli. Could you teach him about Elpis? Ah, a newly arrived familiar, is he? Very well. I shall be glad to introduce a fair facility to him. As you know, it is mankind's duty to make the star a better place. As part of this duty, we employ the creation magics to bring forth new life. However, we cannot simply release our works to the world. It would lead to chaos. No. Any and all life forms must undergo extensive testing to determine their fitness to exist. Testing which is conducted here in Elpis. Every candidate is subjected to rigorous study, in which we identify their properties, summarize what habits might be suitable, and speculate as to their effects, the effects that they might have on the environment and other species. Should it be judged a beneficial addition to the star, it will be allowed to take its place in the world. The two of you, too, were created with the hope of making the star a better place. So heed your masters well and be good, do you hear? We will, Memnon, we will. Thanks for the lesson. You had a turn, now I get a turn. Where did you come from? From a place far, far away. And I probably won't know of it. I don't know much about other places. But this place is important to you, I can feel it. Oh, my power! I haven't told you about it. Creation. Let's find a creation. When not being watched, that'll explain my power. Alrighty. Before we do that then, conversation. Brigands? What has brigands? Oh no, we call them Orii. If there's many, if there's just one, we call it RES. But they're cute, they can't be naughty. Sometimes they run off with concept crystals, and Hermes has to run after them. That seems about right. Oh god. Shoebill. Oh, this creation is perfect. But I remember seeing it before. Perhaps it's new? Anyway, I'll try reading its mind. That's my power. Can't read it. Oh, maybe there's nothing to read? Wait, please wait, I'll try again. With you this time. Try and focus on something nice. Greetings. Can you hear me? This is my power. I can read the emotions of those around me and project my emotions to others in return. I'm not actually speaking to you in your mind. Rather, you are converting my emotions into words and intention. A process performed by subconsciously by intelligent life forms. This ability is vital to my mission, for it allows me to interact with intelligent beings, even should they communicate via unknown languages or non-verbal means. As a consequence, I am clumsy at speaking. Yet, though I struggle to express myself in this fashion, Hermes wants me to speak as much as possible, but everyone has thoughts and feelings that they may wish to hide. I harbour an affection for you, one that is difficult to define. Aside from the fact that you share common traits with us, your thoughts are complex, prismatic. They draw me in and leave me wanting to know more. Out of respect for your privacy, I will refrain from using my power when speaking with you. Nevertheless, I want you to know I wish to be your friend. Did you hear me? Good. Now it's my turn again. So, what are you good at? I'm pretty good at gathering. I don't want to say fighting, because, yeah. Oh, gathering. I like gathering too. What do you gather? Where do you go? How do you get there? Do you fly too? I swear that shoe bill is just haunting. I think we might be bothering it. Let's keep going. We'll go see Euanthe next. She's usually in a small building, one on the west row. It's got like a murderous stare on it. Yeah, I think we'll go to the end of this quest and then we'll come off for today. Well, if it isn't Mateon. I see you've brought a friend today. Greetings, Euanthe. An apple. Could you make me an apple? The kind Hermes likes, covered in syrup. I want to share it with Samtity. Oh, candied apple. Hermes is certainly partial to them, but you know you can't eat Mateon. You weren't made to do so. But I like it too. It may seem that way, but it's due to your ability to share others' feelings. You've taken Hermes' likes for your own. In any case, I can't prepare an apple right now. I'll bring one for Hermes soon, I promise. Sorry, Samtity, I wanted to show you my favourite thing. Then I could ask about yours, but I failed. Oh, that's what you like? Yes, I can feel it. Your joy and happiness. It makes me happy too. Thanks for sharing it with me. Well, we've walked and talked a lot. Maybe Hermes has finished talking too. Shall we go and see? Yeah, let's go and see. You know, I like this kid. A pretty cool kid. There you are. I can see the fresh air has done Mateon good. Samtity wanted to learn about you and Elpis, so I told him. About this place, about my power, about your favourite food. I'm not sure if that last one will be of any use. But I do appreciate you keeping Mateon company. While you were away, I finished speaking with our guests. Finished? Hardly. Requested time to consider the invitation, so we have no choice but to occupy ourselves with an inspection of your work. My apologies. It's been decided that Emmett Selk and Hythlodaeus will accompany me as I attend to my duties. If you wish to learn more, perhaps you can come too. I'm compelled to remind you that he is in no way associated with the convocation. We simply perchance to meet the Propylaean. There is no guarantee that matters we discuss will remain private. I do not mind. To see the joy his presence brings Mateon, I cannot imagine our mysterious friend harbours malicious intent. Sanity is kind. Really, truly. He told me as much as I told him. You're coming, of course. What Chinese? You're bound to learn lots and lots and lots. Wonderful. Perfect spot to end on. Actually no, the perfect spot to end on will be when we do that. Please look good, please look good, please look good. I mean, I guess I've seen worse, but I prefer the other cut. White and blue. But yeah, that will be it for us today. Looks like Stan has stopped streaming, so we're just going to end here. But I would just like to say thank you for watching, thank you for lurking, thank you for chatting, and we shall catch you next time. Bye now.